Quirze, as mentioned in the introduction, you founded Nostrum now almost 20 years ago. How did you approach, maybe take us back to the founding days and how you approached innovation from there on?
Well, we founded this business 20 years ago, as you were telling, and the coming week will be the 20 years that our stoves cook the first meals 20 years ago in our kitchens. And we approached the innovation from the first minute because, let's say that our vision was the future, the people will not cook anymore. And we set up a business thinking not in this moment. And when I go with my friends and explaining to my friends what I am doing, all my friends, oh, it's very nice, your business. That is the future. And sometimes after 5 years, also, you meet people after 5 years doing it, that is the future. And sometimes I thought, okay, I need to be the present also. Now is the present. Now the millennials and the Z generation, they don't cook because they don't have time, and the Z generation, they don't cook because they don't want. No? What we have seen 20 years ago now is happening. Okay? But you need sometimes to be very resilient to reach a business that wants to innovate. Okay?
Mm-hmm. Okay, and along the way, did you have any major changes in the business model or tried new innovative things that eventually helped you grow the business even further?
We changed it during, now we are running what we say these days, we are changing our model a little. We are running now our 3.5 version of Nostrum these days. We were running the 3.5, and we are preparing a 4.0 version for the coming year of our business. We change our model and we adapt our model to reach our goal, and we have no problem to change things and to innovate to reach our models. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And did you try something new in the past that really didn't work out at all, where you thought, oh shit, why did we try that?
A lot of things.
Yeah. Okay.
when you innovate, if you really want to innovate, you must be. There is a lot of failures, and you must be prepared to have a failure, and to see if there is a failure, to say, okay, I stop there and I do the things in another way because that is not working. What happens sometimes is that maybe if you want to innovate a lot, and it's the case of Nostrum, maybe you are doing things too much early. Mm-hmm. And maybe sometimes you stop an innovation, and some years after that, you can take that you have done years before, mm-hmm. and use it. Okay? Mm-hmm. It's the case, for example, us. We worked 4 years ago or 5 years ago with vending machines, and you can buy vending machine food of Nostrum from Google Glasses and pay from the Google Glasses to a vending machine and get the food. Mm-hmm. That is a project that you can look at. There is a video. You look Google vending machines, you will see this project. This project was stopped because the vending machines was not still the moment. Maybe the coming year is the moment to do it.
Yeah. And also Google Glasses didn't got the adoption that they were hoping for, right? Exactly. Yeah. Good. Then talking about other more technical innovations, you're also now, as reported by the press, working on a Milt Okun.
Yeah.
Can you take us or talk a bit about the intention behind this and the plans for the future?
Mm-hmm. Well, Milt Okun has born, the idea of Milt Okun is 1 year ago, and we were looking to grow the Nostrum business plan, major business plan, the idea is to become a big player in Europe in quick service restaurants. That is to go from 120 restaurants to at least 500 or 600 or 800 around Europe. And to do that, you need a lot of funds, a lot of money for your franchisors to grow these restaurants. And we were looking to the crowdfunding, and the moment that we were, as a possible tool to fund this growth, but in this moment, we open the window and we see the crypto world and the blockchain and the token and the ICO's moment 1 year ago, and we have been trapped by that. And in the first moment, we have been trapped really because the ICO moment. But what has happened after that is that we have been really captured by the technology that is behind that, because we think really that the blockchain has real capacities for the retail business.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and so the idea is, in the end, that this will be a coin which your customers can use to buy their food in Nostrum restaurants, kind of, yeah?
Yeah. We create a token, the name is Milt Okun, and it's only for Nostrum brand. And our consumers now, they are funds member, and they need to pay every year an amount of money, between 5 and 10 euros, depending on the place, the region that you are, and to be member of the club. Instead of doing that, you will pre-charge your app, your mobile or your card with tokens, and you will buy tokens as a pre-charged. You will buy food with the tokens, always pre-charging with tokens. With that, you will get the membership rights without paying the 5 or 10 euros. That is the part of the consumer. And then the other very interesting part, as we are disrupting, is the way of franchising. The new franchisees on the next month for Nostrum will buy tokens in the marketplace, a certain amount that the contract is put it, and they will keep the tokens during all the life of the contract in their pockets. What happens then is that this token is listed in exchanges, crypto exchanges around the world, and this token gets value in the way that our perimeter is growing, more consumers and more franchisees, more tokens in the pockets of our consumers and franchisees, and less tokens on the market. Then it's very easy. It's a scarcity model. As less tokens in the market, the price of the token rises. What you get is that the value of the token is the value of the growth of your perimeter. Okay? For first time, you have an asset class that is the token utility that captures the value that you are creating as brand in your perimeter and makes that your franchisee that has the tokens in their pocket during the life of the contract, if I open a lot of restaurants in China, the guy that is opening a restaurant here is becoming rich because I am opening as brand tokens in China. It's a way of sharing the success of the brand between the franchisees, and it's a way that lines up our franchisees with the brand.
Okay. And it all starts with Nostrum, but Milt Okun might have even bigger ambitions or a bigger abilities in the future. So do you see this token even expanding beyond Nostrum and maybe get also used in other restaurants or meal-related transactions?
Yeah, what we have seen is 6 months ago that we have a very powerful tool with this token, the tokenization, and we have done a new company the name is Crypto Franchise, and this company is enabling setting up a new platform, blockchain platform, where all the brands can issue their own token. around the world, all the retail and franchise brands. As Nostrum is the MVP, our first brand that is onboarding this platform, will be other brands that will onboard this platform on the coming future. Retail brands around the world launching their own tokens. And these tokens will be exchangeable between the brands. If you have in your pocket as consumer tokens from the brand B or Milt tokens, you can go with these tokens to Nostrum to buy food, or vice versa.
Okay, exciting. And what's the roadmap there? Is there's already something you can reveal in regards to the next steps for Milt Okun?
Well, I will bring here a date. It's not easy in this kind of innovations to give a date, but we are working in Nostrum to have a major event on the 17th of December, to have this December, to have the first adoption of the Milt token. Okay, and we'll be using a system of gamification in our restaurants, in the way that you will have a jackpot machine in your mobile, enable it in the moment that you pay. When you will pay your bill in the restaurant, automatically your phone will become a jackpot machine and you will earn tokens. And as that is the Christmas week and the weeks before, we will use also these tokens for a social
Good.
Exactly. And with these tokens, we will make a social pot, and this money, these tokens, will be used to buy food for the people that cannot buy food, a good meal for the Christmas day at home. And we will bring this food to these people in Barcelona and in Madrid and maybe Paris on the Christmas day, paid by our consumers with tokens.
Exciting. Good. And what happens if things go wrong? We talked behind the stage shortly. I mean, the crypto and the ICO market cooled down a little bit earlier this year. Is it attached to the core business of Nostrum, or where do you see the risk for the core business?
Well, it's not attached to the core business. If you look at our business plan, never these figures are inside the part that we raise capital, okay? And also we will innovate, that I cannot disclose now because I think it's not still on the table. But what I can disclose is that we will innovate in the way of raising capital the coming year. When we think about tokens, we think about ICOs, and ICO is initial coin offering. It's not only this is the way that you can raise capital using a token. There is a lot of different ways of raising capital. And I think that Milt Okun will innovate in the way of raising capital the coming weeks. That is not in our core business. If we raise capital, perfect. If we don't raise capital, it doesn't matter. What is in our core business is the real adoption of the token for our consumers and for our franchisees. And here the only risk is the risk that we have always, all the companies, when we adopt a new technology, the risk of the very early stages of the technology, okay? The blue screens that you can get sometimes. No? But apart from that, the rest is not in our. It's an add-on and will be an upside of our business if we raise this capital.
Okay, good. The topic of this conversation is innovation in traditional industries, innovation for corporates. What do you see other corporates, maybe in the food space, sometimes do wrong when they approach innovations? Did you have some observations where you think, okay, this is not how it should be done?
Well, that's good because I think that we are in a country, Catalonia, that has a very good food industry. And we are sure here that the food revolution is there. And I think that the people that runs food businesses knows very well that needs to be very careful because the change is there. The way of the humans will be fed maybe in 10 years will be very different. The change is accelerating. The people is not cooking. The people is becoming vegan. There is big trends that are changing more in 1 year than 10 years before. The change of the way that we feed is accelerating also, maybe as technology. Maybe we think that the food is a very traditional market, and it's not the case now. Then I think that the people is very open to the innovation now in the food business here in Barcelona and around Spain, I suppose.
Okay, you keep on profiting from this trend that people eat more and more, not their own cooked meals, but get meals delivered at home or buy it and take it home. And you also profit from the fact that people are more and more paying attention to eat healthy meals. Was this really something that you thought through when you started Nostrum 20 years ago, or was it just a lucky coincidence that things went this way?
There is part of lucky coincidence, and there is part of vision. When we see our business, we see we will make good food. Okay. I don't know healthy food in this time, 20 years ago, but good food, good ingredients, no preservative, no colorants. That was 20 years ago. And we said we will put bits and bytes and no preservative and colorants. Okay? And we invested a lot in IT and all that. I think that the changes there has been accelerated clearly the last 10 years and will be more accelerated the coming years, the way that we eat and the health idea. I think that food is health now. We are what we eat, okay? And that is the people is becoming more and more on that. And all that, the big mega trend on the food market is health. Yes. Okay. The underlying trend is health.
Yeah. And when we look further in the future, like 5 or 10 years from now, with innovations like the Milt Okun and the chatbot and everything, where do you see Nostrum in 5 or 10 years from now, and where do you see the growth potential in the future?
I think that we will have a Nostrum around Europe as a quick service restaurant. Will be a kind of restaurants that you will enter and they will be caserless. You will ask your food on the restaurant by phone, in the restaurant, seated at the table. There will be no cashiers, no kiosks. Will be your phone the way to order the food. You will pay by your phone. And you will be delivered there on the table by a person. You will see all the way the people is cooking. More and more healthy food. And very important, the delivery, the home delivery. In 10 years, maybe will be 25 or 30% of our turnover will be food, will be delivery. And that we are working on also.
Okay. So we just ran out of time, basically. Quirze, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.